Hello, Earthlings. It's time to reset your cultural dial. Coming your way next on your favorite device, from the Hoosier State to all the ships at sea, it's the Crawfordsville Peachcast. And now, here's your second or third favorite Dave from Indiana, Dave Peach. Warning, other people named Dave may also appear.
Thanks, CD. This is the Crawfordsville Peachcast. I'm Dave Peach.
I'm Dave Meyer. Dave Peach. Hi, Dave.
We are back again. We're talking about a movie. It's called Miller's Crossing, the Coen Brothers. How many Coen Brothers are? I know there's two of them. Are there more Coen Brothers anywhere?
I think there's another one they call Gummo, and then there's one they call Zeppo. No, Dave, I don't know. I think there's just the two, Joel and Ethan.
Gummo and Zeppo.
Wouldn't that be something, though, Dave, if they had a Gummo and a Zeppo?
And they're not related to the Three Stooges.
I don't think so.
Because Moe and Curly were cousins, right? Or brothers or something like that. How does that?
Yeah.
You got Larry and Shemp and Gummo and Zeppo and all that stuff. And Coen Brothers and all of that.
Some are more popular.
Did we thank CD?
We did.
Thank you, CD. What an opening.
Yes.
After the opening, the whole show just goes downhill. I mean, if only the energy from the opening could translate into the actual show.
Right, through it.
You know, I don't like to brag, Dave. You know that.
Brag, Dave?
I don't like to brag at all.
Okay. Well, good.
But I'm going to roll some stuff out here before we get to Miller's Crossing.
Okay.
In high school, a lot of people may know this. It was chronicled online recently.
Okay.
I was on the speech team with future Vice President Mike Pence.
Yeah.
At Columbus North High School.
We've talked about this since he was governor before he was vice president, before that a congressman. But all that started back in Columbus, Dave.
He saved our democracy.
He did. He did save our democracy.
Among other things, he saved our democracy.
So and he's as like, for being a guy that is not really, really recognizable, he's very recognizable. Like he's looked the same, Dave, for about 15 years. I feel like just been a slight.
He aged and he stayed there.
Yeah, he stayed there, just like the adjusting of the gray, but everything else is you can almost see through him.
So if Mike Pence walked in the room, he would say, "Hey, Dave."
Hey, Dave.
Not you, Dave, but me, Dave.
He'd
say, "Hey, Dave,
be me.
How you doing? How's the family?" So we go to another guy, Brad Stevens.
Also a well-known.
I mean, I know Brad Stevens. I mean, this guy, national figure. You know him too.
Yeah, but not him.
He's now at the Boston Celtics. If he walked into the room, he would there might be a little bit of a hesitation or whatever, but
I don't think so.
He would say, "Hey, Dave, how you doing?"
Yeah, no, he'd go right there. He would be right there, Dave. He might.
Coach of the Butler Bulldogs,
he
all
could,
that.
You never know. Yes, it's all possible.
Well, now I got to know, because he did games at Butler, Brandon Gaudin.
One of the very elite small list of announcers working this year's tournament, Dave.
Yeah, I mean, thanks for stealing the payoff, but that's okay. I forgive you. I forgive you.
I thought you were gonna build on that and talk about when you used to get your water and your scarves.
No, Brandon. Okay, Brandon did the games at Butler. I got to know him. He's been on the podcast 4 times.
He's a friend of the show, Dave.
He's the voice of Madden,
which
video game.
To a lot of people, Dave, that's bigger than any of this stuff that we think is important.
Well, I mean, he's also the TV voice of the Atlanta Braves. That ain't the Seattle Mariners, That ain't
Dave.
That ain't the Oakland, Sacramento, Southern California, Northern California, wherever they are right now. A's. Yeah. We're talking about the Atlanta Braves.
Yeah. Hank Aaron, Eddie Matthews,
Superstation, Skip Carey,
Skip Carey,
Ernie Johnson's dad.
Roland Office.
What a great name, Roland Office.
I only remember that day because Skip Carey once talked about, we've got an office in center field now.
How many times have you seen Rick Camp's home run at like 3 a.m, that clip where he's like pinch hitting? They looked at the analytics and they put Rick Camp up there, the pitcher, and he had a home run to tie the game and sent it into another extra. So we're talking the Atlanta Braves here. Well, it's a large organization. Now the 41-year-old kid is going to be one of the 8 announcers for the NCAA tournament on CBS, Turner, Warner Brothers, Discovery, whatever you want to call it. It looks like he's number 5, which is about where Jay Randolph would have been on NBC or
back in the day.
Don Criqui.
It's a pretty good spot.
We are talking, we are talking. That is an accomplishment.
Right now.
It could be him right now. That's an accomplishment that how many people on the planet get to have?
It's not like
40 in our lifetime
on the moon, but
50 on our lifetime.
One. Yeah,
they don't turn over a lot.
No, they don't. Think about Vern Lundquist. How long does Vern keep assignments, Dave?
Well, Vern doesn't keep any more, but
no,
it's just
but
how do and I know you know a lot more people, but it's like these people are somehow I know these people.
You know these people, they know
and
you,
I didn't
Dave.
do it. I really didn't do anything. I hung out at Butler. The last two are at Butler. The other one was, but I don't.
Right.
There's no point to this at all. But now I know the point. We wanted to congratulate the 4-time Peachcast guest Brandon Gaudin for making the NCAA tournament on television.
Now, Dave, if he does like 2 more appearances, doesn't he get I believe it's a satin jacket?
Yeah.
A red
I better watch
satin jacket.
A red satin. Yeah. There'll probably be one of those at the Goodwill.
The Peachcast logo.
But anyway, congratulations. Yes, Brandon Gaudin. It wasn't just to pump me up. It was to salute Brandon Gaudin for
bring it all
an
back
incredible.
And Dave,
achievement.
I gotta say, you got to know him when he was a younger person, and he's clearly cherished the relationship to stay in good touch through the Peachcast and Elst on his way up. So who knows? Number 5, Dave. Something could happen.
I'm gonna try to get him. I'm trying to get him before the.
You want him?
I want to get him the next couple of weeks. We'll see. We will see.
That. You'll get it.
Central Indiana Rubber Products provides the power for you. Central Indiana Rubber Products, or CIR, keeps farm equipment and local manufacturing processes running with gaskets, belts, seals, and O-rings, among a variety of other products and services. Employee-owned and always customer-focused. Central Indiana Rubber Products, 989 West, 83 North, Crawfordsville, and at indianarubber.com. Central Indiana Rubber Products, or CIR, power for you. Movie time, though, on this podcast. Miller's Crossing, not Reggie Miller, not Dennis Miller.
No.
And we're talking about mafia types.
Mm-hmm.
But is mafia an Italian? Can there be Irish mafia? How does that work?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
yes.
so mafia.
I think the term mafia was the Italian word that was the general term for. I think they call it Cosa Nostra, which is this thing of ours, but it's organized crime.
Nor am I involved with the mafia or the Cosa Nostra, as other people have alleged me to be. I serve my country with honor. No, I'm sorry. Do a little Al Pacino there.
A little Al Pacino.
Let's tip our cap.
Sitting next to Dave?
What's that?
I was going to say, who's that sitting next to Dave? That's his brother. He has an impeccable record in his country.
It was the brother, Kate. It was the brother. We do have to tip our cap real quick as we go everywhere. Robert Duvall.
Oh, yes.
We lost another one. Now it's pretty much Tal Shire and Pacino, right?
Pacino, yeah.
That's it. Those are the last two.
Original. And I think a lot of money people had.
We're talking about
in the
surviving
90s.
actors from Godfather and
The
Godfather
Godfather.
2, because we lost Duvall. And really, the people that were in Godfather should have just stopped making movies after those two movies, because it just got confusing after that to keep track of them.
It did. And Dave, Abe Vigoda did live a very long time.
He did. Not in The Godfather, but
Not in the no.
well, I guess he did. He was
Tom,
how old
Tom,
was Abe Vigoda
can you
in
get me
19?
off?
Can you get me off the hook? You were going to say that. No can do.
No can do. Sally. What
Sally.
did you say? No can
Sally,
do,
yeah.
Sally.
And sometimes they do a little party before going into Godfather 2.
We're bouncing. That's okay.
That's a good break.
It's okay, Dave.
That's a good break, Frankie Five Angels. It's a good break. I'm going to throw this cigar down. It cost $172, and I've only smoked a third of it, but what are we doing now? Oh, we're tipping our captain. We're tipping our captain Robert Duvall.
Yeah.
Godfather. We lost him, and we think that as far as Godfather and Godfather 2, the only survivors right now are, as far as major players, Pacino and Tal Shire.
Yeah, that's it, folks. So.
Oh, and then we're talking about
minimal.
Irish gamblers and Irish mafia versus Italian mafia, and it's different. The movie tone of an Irish gambler or Irish mafia, which is the basis of today's movie,
Yes.
Miller's Crossing. Not Dennis Miller. I'm sorry.
No.
Can you wish you could hit me right now, don't you?
No, Dave. I was going to say, didn't Glenn Miller die in a plane crash,
Glenn Miller.
Dave?
Glenn Miller.
I don't.
And Miller.
And Miller. Bennett Miller. Miller Bennett? I don't know.
We'll come up with other Millers down the road. So this was an Irish I got gambling because there's a lot of gambling, but Irish mafia. Go over the cast.
Okay.
Marcia Gay Harden.
Marcia Gay Harden. But I'd say our main actor, our protagonist, at the time he was, I think, pretty much unknown, is Gabriel Byrne. And I think at first when they were going to make the movie, he was going to use not his real
and now,
accent.
Dave, and now.
And now I was going to say, he's not tore it up, Dave, but he's been in a few things, right? He has, right? I believe it. I don't know.
In the show, he's Reagan, and his hair kind of looks like Reagan's hair.
He does, yeah. Tom Reagan is our guy. He is, I'd say, the right-hand man for the Irish mob boss who runs the town, and that's Leo. And Leo is played by Albert Finney, who was added at the last minute. They were going to use, this was the movie, if you go back in the history of the Coen Brothers, they made a movie called Blood Simple, which was like a real small movie, which then the studio, the first movie was Raising Arizona. And they made that for not much money.
Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage, Holly Hunter. So after that, then they get a little bit of money, and then this is the next movie they make. So they had a budget of 10 to 14 million, it says. This movie we're going to talk about, Dave, what's your guess on what it made?
14 million.
I'm going to play lower, or you're too high, Dave. How
I'm
about
too
that?
high?
Yes.
2 million.
Now you're low.
7 million.
High still. Come down.
6, 5,
Close.
4, 5.
5 million, Dave.
Made $5 million.
$5 million. Came out in 1990. Now I gotta check this out. I believe, Dave, if you go back and you think of like movies that were coming out around this time, I believe there were a couple of others that came out. I think this was not far around or after the time that Goodfellas had come out. But this movie did not catch an audience in the theater. It did over time. It's kind of become a critical thing. It's one, they've called it a masterclass in neo-noir, celebrated for sharp, stylized dialogue, complex plot, which we've talked about, and the atmospheric 1920s detail.
So it's neo-noir?
Neo-noir.
So what does that mean? Not noir, but neo-noir.
Close to it, but not. Like, to me, there's parts to this that are cartoonishly, played out.
What's that their word noir even mean, David?
The dark. It's dark.
Dark.
Meaning toward the dark. But it says Gabriel Byrne's nuanced performance as a cynical anti-hero Tom, paired with dark visuals, including the iconic symbolic hat, make it a darkly funny masterpiece. Now, that wouldn't be everybody's opinion, Dave, including yourself. So let's talk about the movie, though. So we meet Tom, and one of the things about Tom is that he's well, first of all, he's an alcoholic and a degenerate gambler. Let's start with that, I would say.
They always have alcohol.
Yes.
And so sometimes it's in the decanters.
Yes.
And sometimes it's just like 3 bottles in the corner or something like that.
Yeah.
They never go get the alcohol. It's like it's always there. I mean, they know, I got to go get some, got to get my shirts at the dry cleaner and pick up some more alcohol. I never see them buying the alcohol, but it's always there.
Always there. Mass quantities of alcohol. Dave,
yeah. You want a drink?
And
here it is.
This is, of course,
here's
when
some
it
alcohol.
Was prohibited from consumption is of course the irony. So it's set in I'd say to me it felt like Chicago, but it was actually shot in New Orleans. They don't really say what city it's in. But Leo runs the town, and we start out, Dave, in a scene that looks like the beginning of another movie scene that we have seen. Because we have a mob boss sitting behind a table listening to somebody basically plead their case for what they want them to do. Dave kind of looks like the Godfather a little bit there at the front. Did you get that vibe?
Doing a little homage.
Homage. Yeah, that's what.
Is that how you say that? Homage, not homage.
Homage. I think you do say homage.
Homage.
I think the educated people say homage. We say homage.
I like homage. It sounds better.
I do too. It does.
Homage. They pay homage. I don't know. Acumen.
Yeah, I think it is.
Acumen.
But I think you could get away with data. Data. I don't think it's okay to say tomato though, Dave. That makes you sound weird.
Neo-noir. It's dark, folks. There are no light. There's nothing light. You're not going to get the feel-good ending during the making of this movie, during the watching of this movie.
See, I found a lot of things funny in this movie, but the basic premise, I guess, if I can, is that it's going on during Prohibition. The premise that is the entire movie. Go ahead, Dave. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say that's why I got that 1919 8 Men Out feel.
Yeah. It has that look in dress in almost kind of a grayish brown world is what it feels like. But Leo's the boss. His girlfriend, who Tom, he doesn't know, Tom occasionally sleeps on the side. Her brother is kind of a low-level nefarious gambler. Bernie Birnbaum, played very well by John Turturro, in that you really don't like him, and but
no,
so you don't. But basically, what the movie starts out
look in your heart. Can you look in your heart?
I mean, what's happening is that Leo's rival.
Now wait a minute.
Johnny
I'm
Casper,
making a reference to a movie that. Like one of the lines in a movie. They've never watched this movie, but
we should tell them what you're referencing. Then
he's
Dave.
begging for his life at 2 points in this movie. Look in your heart. Look in your heart.
Yeah, he does, and It's kind of sick the way to, but anyway.
He's
so
one of two.
Bernie
He was
Byrne-
one of two in the movie, yeah.
Yes,
if
Bernie
you will.
Birnbaum, he has double-crossed Johnny Casper, who is who's played by a character actor named John Polito. Dave.
Did he do a shuffle?
I don't know if he did a shuffle.
The Polito shuffle?
The Polito Shuffle. Dave, he did appear on Seinfeld as
Polito took the boat one day. He
that
missed
day
the
he
dock.
but that was all he left.
I used to have a voice.
He had it. You had it, Dave.
I
But
used to have
you've
a
worked
voice.
late this week. So
Yeah.
basically, the Casper character, the Italian guy who's not as big as Leo, is basically saying to Leo, this is what's happening, so I'm going to kill this guy. And Leo says, you're asking if I'm going to buck or whatever, and I'm telling you I will. So basically, Leo is trying to protect the brother of his girlfriend, even though the brother's not a good guy and he's possibly overestimating his strength. Tom, his right-hand man, basically tells him all this stuff. So it starts a process where Tom is in between this situation that evolves to where there's this basically a mob war between these two groups. And Tom, he can't get out of his own way, I'd say, throughout this process, but he's trying to basically help Leo and stay alive, but he basically won't do, there's certain things he won't do just based on pride, I guess. So it makes for some funny situations. If you like mobster movies or you like Coen Brother movies, you probably would like this. To me, there's some hilarious stuff. The scene, there is one scene in the mob war where you see Albert Finney, Leo, the boss, in bed, listening to Danny Boy and having a cigar. And he's got like silk, a silk robe pajama kind of deal on. And then you cut to downstairs where you see his bodyguard, who's just been shot in the head, and he falls down, or his head hits the ground. Anyway, everybody smokes, everybody drinks, so his cigarette starts a fire. So as these henchmen are going up the stairs to kill Leo, he smells the smoke coming through the floorboards. And then in this sequence, basically, this old mob boss,
While Danny Boy is
slippers.
playing.
Yeah, he puts on the slippers, jumps under the bed, shoots one of the guys in the foot. When he falls down, he shoots him in the head. He grabs his gun. He realizes that he needs to get outside and not, so he throws the gun. He basically does this kind of gymnastics move out the window, and then downstairs with the Tommy gun, he takes care of all the people that were trying to kill him. All the while Danny Boy is playing at full volume. So
Another one of these
it's quite a
guys
scene.
that one guy can take out a whole mob.
One guy, Dave.
True Grit, Extreme Prejudice.
This is it.
Here we go.
Leo.
A
the
one-man
mob boss, Leo.
wrecking crew.
Well, Dave, what now? You brought up some points to me. I've not watched this movie for a long time, but it is a complex script. There are a lot of little, like, one of the things that I don't know, I picked up more this time was the interconnected of the relationships. I didn't realize that Leo's henchman, the Dane, Mink was his boyfriend kind of thing. And that was part of the thing with Bernie and, all that. So it can be hard to follow.
It was, and you saw some humor. It's kind of got that, who did Fargo? Is that Coen Brothers?
Coen Brothers.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, it was a lot, and Steve Buscemi and Frances McDormand. How do you say that?
Yes, she played the secretary of the mayor.
So when you talk about the Coen Brothers and the people that are in these movies, is it kind of like the same thing with like The Mighty Wind and those type of movies where the same people kind of keep populating the movie?
They do have, well, I would say this. Yeah, like John Goodman shows up in a lot of Coen Brothers movies. George Clooney, in the last probably 20 years, gosh, a few. Josh Brolin is the one I was thinking of.
Yeah.
So yeah, they do kind of run through their folks and use them over and over. So
we're starting to run out of those.
Turturro.
Yeah, we're starting to run out of those Mighty Wind people, unfortunately, in all sorts of circumstances. I mean, it's Catherine O'Hara and Chris Fred Willard.
Yeah.
Wow. So anyway, don't want to bring the room down.
It's happening.
Yeah.
No. I mean, so this is one thing I do like about this movie too, Dave, is the soundtrack. It's kind of an interesting Irish sounding, period appropriate piece. And there's some scenes where it kind of plays it out as they walk. At one time, it looks like he's going to get killed, and they're walking in the country. That's one of the things that this movie is got these paradoxes. These guys in these urban jackets and suits and overcoats and hats in the middle of kind of a meadow type forest. You know, it's a little funky. You don't see that in Goodfellas, Dave, or in The Godfather.
No, there is some more of a nature kind of tribute or something. And that upshot into the trees.
Oh yeah, what'd you think about that?
Well, again, first time through, I get the feeling that this movie, you almost have to see it a couple of times or kind of get the vibe before you kind of get it.
Well, it is.
Do you have to be in a certain mindset for the Coen Brothers movies?
It's
been a while since I've seen.
Yes.
Fargo was a lot easier for me to follow than this one. And maybe it's my mental capacity.
No. I tell you what, this is good because one of my favorite Coen Brothers movies is there's a few that people say that's the worst Coen Brothers movie. Okay. Lady Killers is one, and Tom Hanks is in that. And I don't love that movie, but I don't dislike it. But there's a movie called Intolerable Cruelty with, it's got, George Clooney is the lead, and anyway, we'll do that down the line is what I'm saying. So we'll see if it's, we'll see what you think about that one, Dave. Because this one I definitely in viewing again, the fact that I've seen it numerous times, although it's been a long time, made it easy for me to watch it again and enjoy the parts that I enjoyed and pick up a few more things that I probably didn't pick up. So I would say you could give it again a try. I love some of the lines, like they took his hair, Tommy.
Rug?
Yeah.
Talking about Rug? Well, they really didn't take his hair. The kid took the hair, right?
The kid did.
Yeah.
The kid did. The kid did, Dave. We saw that.
Yeah.
But it's so funny when Leo says that, because he goes, that's strange. Like, it's one thing for him to get killed, but that's good. I love the scene. What about when Tom, he knows he's going to get beat up. And so he goes and basically has the guy hold up while he takes off his coat, and then he grabs the chair and he hits the guy really hard with the chair, and the guy turns and goes, "Geez, Tom," and then he goes and gets his buddy, and the whole time Tom's standing there with that chair, kind of looking like, what did I do? Now what's going to happen? And then the little guy comes in and starts just working him over. So that's one thing. If you like to see Gabriel Byrne get beat up, I don't think there's a movie that you could like anymore, because he gets beat up a lot in this movie.
He sure does. And ultimately, Bernie comes back,
yes,
figuring prominently in the ending of the film, and The second time, he doesn't fare too well.
No, he doesn't. And you're kind of like, oh, you're not going to do it again, are you here? And he doesn't. It's very cold at that point. And then the way the movie ends, you're kind of like, are they going to talk? Is Leo going to, and they just, it ends. I mean, because basically you think like, okay, now Tom's going to start working for Leo and everything's going to go back to the way it was, except for the fact that, there's some other people dead, I guess. And it's not going to, so it's, the Coen brothers do that. They don't wrap things up nicely. They take you on some different turns. There's some dark, violent undertones to this. And I love, again, some of the language is, Leo's saying, if you're on the wrong side of this, you could get, it's the way they talk to each other. And at one point when he says, the guy has basically just beat him up really bad because of his gambling debts. And he says, the boss says, it ain't personal. That's why they said we didn't have to break anything. And he goes, oh, I get it. Tell him I know it's not personal. And he says, he knows.
He knows. Well, it's a good one. And I gotta get in the mode for the Coen brothers. I'll watch other movies. Yes. I'm going to watch this one again. Kind of see where it, see where I can land as far as Coen brothers. I will have to say that it is, as we mentioned before, kind of an acquired taste. Would that be right?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, they are like, I would say, the most commercial down the line movie that they have ever done, at least that I've seen, is True Grit. So
the remake.
That was the remake.
Yeah, that was pretty well.
There are some twists
basic,
in that. Yeah. Like here to me is the Coen brothers twist on True Grit, the Bear Man.
The Bear Man.
That scene, because did it add to the plot? No, but was it? It did move us through there to get us what happened to the body and all that stuff. But that's Coen brothers weirdness in my opinion.
Well, next up, a movie I have seen many, many times, particularly the end of the movie. And I think I'm kind of, I've seen the ending of it so much, but I haven't seen the beginning of it a whole lot. So we're going to watch it. We're going to watch it, Tin Cup, with Kevin Costner.
Yes.
Best known for his film Draft Day.
Exactly. And Draft Day and Waterworld.
Yeah. I think Draft Day though is kind of
it's bigger.
It's the big one. It's the big one. I mean, it's
look,
one of the great football movies of all time. Yeah.
I think of the Cleveland Browns, Dave. I think of Kevin with an orange helmet nearby.
Athletics are in our DNA. Anyway, no more Draft Day lines, Dave. For me, okay. I'm talking to myself.
Okay,
no more Draft Day lines.
Yeah, right here.
We will just go, you know what, Jimmy? If he doesn't finish the hole with this ball, he's disqualified. Ken Venturi. Is it It's Ken Venturi, right?
He's
not
there.
Venturi. It's
Ken
not
Venturi.
Now, what is it? Ventura Highway?
Ventura Highway, Ken Venturi.
Yeah, that's confusing.
Yeah, that is good.
That is very confusing. So there's a Ventura, California?
There is. And Dave, I got to tell you, I was singing Give Me the Beach Boys for the longest time. Okay.
Give me the Beach Boys and free my soul.
Okay. I don't know who set me right on that, but I felt stupid, Dave, because I thought, why are these guys, these urban sounding fellows, saying, give me the Beach Boys? It was like, yeah, turn me on to Barry Manilow and bless my soul. But
bacon carrot biscuits every day. I've been baking carrot biscuits every way. I love those.
Oh, I love them.
Mistaken lyrics.
They're good.
Are we still on the air? I think so.
We're still on the air. What more do we have to say, or should we say, Dave, about? I will say this: there are some funny scenes with Casper and his son.
Yeah. 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 Stuff you can't do now, right?
No, he says, you got to be firm. Kids, you got to be firm.
Don't telegraph.
Oh,
Don't
Dave.
telegraph your discipline, right? Just
No,
lay it out
no,
there, man.
just right
lay it
there,
out.
Dave.
Yeah,
Very-
right there.
Went right there. So I don't know. Yeah, well, what's our next movie, Dave, that we're going to be talking
Tin Cup.
about? Tin Cup,
We
Dave,
talked
and
about this.
We're what? Yeah, okay. I'm sorry. Dave.
You're fine. You're fine.
I'm fine.
It's sometimes you're thinking about what to say and you forgot that we already talked about the next movie.
Yes, Dave. This is true. I'm trying to. Same year. It was Goodfellas. And Dave, do you know the other gangster movie? I was trying to come up with this, and now I know why I didn't.
Casino?
Godfather 3.
When was that made?
1990.
Ugh. I thought it's really?
Yeah. I
It's
thought
that
it was
old?
later than that. Yeah. I thought it was later than that. In my head, Godfather 3 was mid-90s.
I've never seen it.
I've never seen the whole thing. I've watched
They tell me
parts of
not
it.
to watch it.
Well, I'll say this. It does. It really, I mean, I've never watched Caddyshack 2, but I've been told that it does ruin the taste of one.
I've always wanted to
And
see Grease 2.
Yeah, because
It wouldn't ruin Grease 1, I don't think.
it wouldn't I don't
No.
think that, because they had a
Grease
different
2.
cast.
Yeah.
Grease 2. It only had the same principle.
Grease
I think.
2.
No.
Are we still on the air?
So
I think
we're still on the air, Dave. George Hamilton is a legitimate part of Godfather 3. And I think, no disrespect to George Hamilton, but that does say something.
The Crispy Colonel.
Yes.
Remember when KFC had all those
Yeah.
kernels? George
He was one
Hamilton
of the
was the
colonels,
crispy,
Dave.
extra crispy or something like that. The crispy
Dave, I don't know
Colonel.
how old George held well into his 80s. I know that. He probably still, you see him show up on a Gap ad or something.
Was George Hamilton the colonel that was actually on General Hospital, had a speaking role?
I think he might have been.
Yeah.
Dave. I think of George as he played Evel Knievel.
I know the colonel. The lady,
I know the
the
colonel.
poor little blonde girl on the show had to say on camera that she knew the colonel and he was coming to visit her in New York at her apartment. The colonel is coming to visit me. Hello, Colonel. How are you? Oh, I'm doing good. I'm doing really good.
I'm doing
Oh
really good.
my, that's a whale of a tale. Tell you that sometime else. I'm done now.
Dave, we should inventory who have they tried? Who has done the colonel? Who's been a colonel along the way?
Interesting, on General Hospital, there was a guy named Jack Wagner, played Briscoe, and guess
Yeah.
what? He was the last exposed on The Masked Singer this week, Jack Wagner.
Okay, Dave.
And that's
Let
really
me
all I
try-
need. That's
Okay,
all I need. Get it?
He had a top 40. Yes, is
That's
that the
all-
song?
that's
Oh
all
my
I need.
God. Folks.
It's all I need.
Oh, and Dave, I think
I
people
added the
thought he was
that's.
going to have a second one.
He probably did have a
did.
follow-up that made number
He might
58.
have had.
Yeah, we'll have to look that up. Are
He
we
was,
still on?
Yeah.
I think we're still
so.
on. Did we thank CD?
We did thank CD. He was the after
What's
guy.
the movie?
He was after Luke and Laura. We got Jack.
And Rick Springfield. So,
Yeah.
we are on CrawfordsvillePeachcast.podbean.com. You knew that.
Still one of the most fun things to say, Dave.
Want to
is
thank everybody at
Podbean.
Fork Broadcasting, Fork Media, Fork Digital for everything that
The
they
home
do
office.
to get this on the air. The home office, they make it happen. Also, we are on Spotify, Apple, iHeart. Some episodes are on YouTube, and we're also on podbean.net, right? Is it podbean.com? I don't have my notes here.
It's podbean.com, Dave.
Podbean.com. Sorry, don't go to net. I'm Dave
You can try,
Peach.
but they might redirect
Wait a minute.
you.
I was
I'm
going to do
Dave
the.
Meyer.
Oh, no, wait a minute. That was.
Okay.
Okay, now
let's
let's
try it
do
again.
the proper outro.
All right. Here we go.
I'm Dave Peach.
I'm Dave Meyer.
Until next time, America, thanks for listening to the Crawfordsville Peachcast.
Thank you for listening to the Crawfordsville Peachcast. If you enjoyed it, follow the podcast and ring the bell so that way you'll always be up to date with the newest episodes. We'll see you next time.